there. So what do you do then? You say you pay attention to the meeting because your focus is on the subject or the content in the meeting, and you make a note of, oh, those flashy things, I need to find out how to do that. But that usually gets put away somewhere, and you never have time or never find the time, and you forget about it. So today I said, you know what, we are doing Zoom meetings as it's almost been a year since we have been doing this, and I still see every meeting I go or attend, I still see a few folks who have a lot of challenge trying to even do some basic things that we do. And you expect, so there is that thing that happens when you start expecting people, and then you realize, when you step back and you realize they may be trying, or they are not aware of, or they don't have the education, or they don't have the background, or they don't have the technology. It could be one of the few things that is stopping them from having that same experience that you have, or the same knowledge that you have. So one of the main things that I have realized over a period of trial and error, and then going and looking at some YouTube videos that some other people have put together, and I said, let me look at some of those challenges and put them in a half an hour session. Not everything that we can cover, but basic primary things that we need to understand, all of us, and how that would help everyone have an enhanced experience, have a experience that increases the productivity overall in the meeting. Because you don't want somebody just popping up in the meeting when a speech is going on, and as soon as they come in, you hear voices from their mic. Everybody else is muted, but this person who just joined in, and you say, how rude, that then you have this immediate feedback, you have that immediate reaction. Everybody now, it may be 50 people, and this 51st person who just joined in, he or she doesn't even realize that they are doing something really, really bad or a taboo in an online meeting. They don't know, and they then realize, and then they apologize and they say sorry. But we can avoid all those things, and I will show you how we do that. And I think most of us are already aware of it. One thing I did realize when Ravinder joined was her video was off, and your mic was muted, which is a setting all of us have. And I think that is something we need to have, especially when you're joining a meeting. Because when you join a meeting, you don't know if you're joining before the meeting starts, or you're going to join somewhere in the middle of the meeting when you're going to interrupt someone. So the best thing is, when you join, come in as quietly as you can. You can always turn your mic and your video on at any point, and that way it's more subtle, and it's more unintrusive, so people don't notice that as much. uh, this is one thing you should be doing. And how do you do that? Do you want me to go through it, or you guys are aware of it? Because one thing you do is, it's in your controls in the back on the bottom. So if you are using a desktop, and I'm assuming all of us are using a laptop or a desktop, which
Right now, yes.
yeah. So if you're doing that, you have there are two buttons on the left hand side bottom. One is your mute, which is your mic button, which everybody can see. And the other one is a camera button, which is your video. So one controls audio, the other controls your video. So what we should do is click on that and the arrow next to it. And as soon as you click on it, you will see a option, a pop-up with a lot of options. One of them is to actually pick a microphone. So if you have if you have a setup where you have more than one microphone attached to your machine, you have the option of actually using or overriding the system microphone. So but the system itself by default has a microphone. Sometimes, depending on your needs, you may have added a USB microphone or a different microphone, and that will also show up as one of the options. So when you look at that pop-up, you have a microphone and a speaker option. Many of us also use Bluetooth headphones. You have a Bluetooth, which is wireless. So when you do that, your microphone and the speaker will now also show those as options in your pop-up when you click that audio. And you have a option to now pick your Bluetooth as a microphone or a speaker, and the same with your sorry, the microphone and the speaker as your Bluetooth. So you can divert everything that you are doing in using your audio using your Bluetooth headphones. If you want to have a mixed setup, which is one thing I realized when I first got my Bluetooth, and that is one reason I'm not using. I'm still using wired because my laptop, unfortunately, is about 8 years old. Okay, there is Anupama Modgill, and we'll see how her entry is, how she entered there. So we'll just wait for her to join. Oh, there's Carleton.
I will keep entering them. You continue your speech.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
All right, let's wait. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi, Anupama.
Hello.
Hi, is there a password for the meeting?
It is the same link as always. I think it is Speak 101.
Can I have you all muted? That way I can continue speaking, because you joined right in the middle of my presentation. Thank you. And this is exactly one of the things that I was speaking about. So what do we do when somebody joins? You have these settings. So you can keep your settings where you are, when you join your meetings, you are muted. You have your video and your audio muted. That way, you are not disturbing anyone. So this is one of the techniques that we need to be aware of as Toastmasters. And you do that by going into your settings, usually on your two buttons that you see on the left-hand side, mute and the stop video button. So there, if you go on the left-hand side bottom, click on the audio button, and you go into audio settings. It will open up a screen which is similar to what I will show you. Now let me share that. So this is something I will share so you can see. Which one is that? Share sound, optimize, share screen. Okay. Okay, are you able to see this? Hello?
Yes, I can see it.
Yeah, you can see the settings screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. So here you see this automatically join audio by computer when joining a meeting. So this is one thing you can do, and mute my microphone when joining a meeting. So these are things that you can have checked. And what will happen is this settings take effect for every meeting that you join. So when you join, you don't have to look for that button. Wow, this is a hit now. We have 7 people joining in. Wonderful. So this is what you would do. Audio settings. So you click on that arrow, come here to the screen, and make sure these options are selected. That way, when you join any meeting, you join with your microphone muted. Now, since you're already on the settings screen, Let me also take you into video. And here you will see an option which says turn off my video when joining meeting. Do you see that?
Yes.
My cursor, I'm just showing you where it is. So you need to make sure that this is also selected on your side. So on your settings, you keep that on. So what happens, every meeting you join on Zoom, you will always join with two things, your audio muted and your video muted. So which makes it very easy that when you join, you're not interrupting anybody. So you join the meeting quietly. Once you are inside the meeting, you can observe. So even though your video is off, your face is not showing, you can see what is going on in the meeting. You can see all the tiles, and you see if everybody is having their camera on or off. And if the camera is on, it may be safe for you to turn your camera on, and then you turn your camera on and see what else is going on. Observe, listen. When you listen, if a speech is going on, you may not want to interrupt. You may just want to stay as you are. But if nobody is talking, or if they are just having fun time, you can just join in and say hello, whatever, or introduce yourself. So this is one of the things that you would do as a part of your etiquette for any meeting. It doesn't matter which one, Toastmasters or a social meeting. So this way you are safe. It's a very good etiquette to have. Now, what are the other things that you would normally use as a Toastmaster? Now, one of the other things that you would like to do is your house. When you're sitting inside the house, you will have some things cluttering your background. So like now, I have something in my background that clutters it, or it look a little dirty. So what do I do now? How do I take care of it? And there are some very easy things that you can do, which is going into your backgrounds and filters. So one thing you need to do is you will need to have some JPEG files or photo files already downloaded on your computer, somewhere on your desktop or on a special folder. And if you want to use a virtual background that makes your background look really nice. So even though my background is cluttered, I want to make it look like I'm sitting in a nice, fancy place. So what do? I just change my virtual background. So right now, you see now how nice it looks. It looks like I'm in a nice corporate, tower, in an office tower with a nice view behind me. Again, this works very well if, so one thing you guys need to note is if your background has a solid color, if you have a solid color and especially a green color. So if you have a green colored background, and if you don't have a green color, then you may want to consider buying a green curtain or a green Bristol board that you can put behind that covers your area behind you. So what that will do is it will enhance your experience. So right now you can see around my edges, or when I put my hand back and forth, you can see my hand disappearing. Now that won't happen if you have a green background behind you, a solid green background. Two things are very, very important with Zoom. One is the camera you're using. So if you are always in a meeting that is important, a corporate meeting, and your meeting is very important where you're seen nicely, you should be seen nicely. You're a salesperson, or you have to make sure that your background looks really neat and nice, then I would suggest you invest $25 to $30 or $40. I think you can get a really nice webcam and install it on your laptop, and they clip somewhere, so you can always clip it, and you will have a much better, because these cameras have better resolution, and they will help you to have a much better video experience. People watching you will also enjoy watching you, because the camera is 1080p. The laptop, the one that I'm using, my laptop is old, pretty old. So it only has about 480p resolution. And you will see that problem when the light goes down. Right now, the light around my window, even though I'm sitting right next to a window, the light is dull. So I need to now turn on the light. So as soon as I turn my light on, you will see a little better experience with the way my hands don't disappear as much. So let me do that. So now the light is on, and you will see that my hands probably, it still doesn't make a much difference. You can see that even though I'm moving the hand, it's a little better than it used to be before. So that is one thing you need to be aware of. So using a virtual background is good. So 2 tips when you use a virtual background: have a solid one color that is not matching with your skin tone or your hair tone or your clothes that you're wearing. So use a color that is bright, neonish, and that is different from anything that is in your body or on your body. So that way you can do one thing is you go here, you're seeing my screen. So you can go here and say, I have a green screen, even though I don't have a green screen. And what I can do then is I can say, here, you see this box here? I can pick a color from this box to make it the green. So you're fooling the system by saying, this is my green color. And sometimes that works as well. But in my case, it may not work. So right now I'm using, so you have to use one color here that is your green. So if this was all red in behind me, I could have chosen red. So what that would do is everything that is in my virtual background photo will show up in that red. You see that? So if this was whole red, then the whole wall would have been really nicely pictured with my virtual background. So currently I don't have it. I can use this tone. So I can play around and see which one works better for me. But since I don't have a green screen, I'm just going to say I don't have a green screen. So these are some tricks that you can use, play around and see what gives you the best result when you're using a virtual background. So that is one. If you don't have a virtual background, now you will be wondering, where did I get all these nice photos from? So this is what I do. If I don't have a photo, I do this add image and click that one. And as soon as I do that, it will take me to this window, which will allow me to now pick any picture that I want. So I can just say, this is my background. So I can go into a Zoom background and I'll just pick this one. So you see that now that yellow gets added into my, so whatever yellow file that I pick now, it's now part of the library of my background. So this is how you introduce any virtual background into your Zoom. And the next time you run, that background will stay until you go and reverse it and say none. So this is one important thing. So here you can see there is a Toastmaster background that I have downloaded from somewhere. There was an International Women's Day, so somewhere I picked that one. So these are some things, neat things you can do. So when you're presenting a speech, you are giving some topics, you can always have a slide or a PowerPoint. It doesn't have to be a JPEG. It can be anything, and you can use that as your background, which will show nicely when you're talking. So let's move on to something else. I'm looking at the time. I don't want to run this beyond our normal time. And in between, if you have any questions, I would like to tell you that you can just interrupt me and ask me a question. So few things that some of you missed because you guys joined in late. One thing I ask everybody to do when you join in is you go into your audio setting and please select this mute my microphone when joining a meeting. This way you are not going to interrupt anybody when you join any meeting. This is one. The second setting you have is your video. Again, here I will say turn off my video when joining a meeting. So when you do these two things,
Satish,
yes.
for some reason, your text is all blurred at my end, and I'm not sure if everyone else is looking at it the same way.
What?
Yeah, it is. I was just about to say it's. I can't read it
Yeah,
either.
it's blurry.
Yeah.
It is
Okay,
like a very bad photocopy.
maybe it's my, hold on, it's my background. So
You
let me
made
go
some
change.
settings where yeah, probably. Or
So
sometimes the settings
yeah,
that say blur your windows when switching.
okay. So is it okay now?
Yeah, no, it's same.
It's still same?
Nothing
Okay.
changed.
So you are not able to see anything?
We can see some check marks, but we cannot read.
You
It looks
cannot.
like French to me.
Oh, really? Okay.
Chinese to me.
Let me stop share and start sharing again. Okay. Wow. Okay. So there's a lot of people who join, man.
While some people are guests, we'll acknowledge them when the meeting actually runs.
Yeah, yeah. Wonderful. So let me start sharing again and see if that helps. Start screen. So again, this is one thing you can do when you say start sharing, start sharing screen. When you do that, one more thing you can do is you see the button share screen, everyone on your side.
Nothing being
Yep.
shared at the
Yep.
moment. Okay.
No, I know I'm not sharing anything because I wanted to take this moment, just realize that this is another training point that I can cover as I'm doing it. So when you hit the share screen button, okay, it will pop up a window. Most of us don't realize that there are so many options, and what we do is we look at the window on the right end, so bottom right end of that window that pops up, and we hit share without looking at anything else. And what it does is then it immediately shares your screen. But what you should be doing is when you get that window, on your left hand side, bottom left hand side, exactly opposite of the blue share window, the blue share button, there is a share sound and optimize for video clip. There are two options which you can select. Now, these are important if you are sharing a YouTube video which has sound in it, or any PowerPoint presentation that has sound in it. So if you are sharing something that has sound, you need to make sure that you select that and then go and share. And again, when you share, there are options for you to share your screen, or it can be another window or another tab that you have. There's like 5. If I have 5 windows open, you will have 5 options of which window to share. So please remember that in mind. So this is one thing you have to do when you say, and on the top of your share screen window, you will have 3 options: basic, advanced, and files.
So, Satish, can I ask?
Yes.
Just want to ask a question. See how Paul's screen is yellow in the background?
Yes, I see that.
Okay. So it could be my settings, but when I was doing the timer roll, you
Yeah.
can't see me. I get blurred in the background.
Mhm.
The only way I could show my timer cards was to actually cover my computer's camera. Is that in the settings? Because I couldn't figure it out.
So when you are a timer and you
Yeah.
want to, so you yourself get blurred. The reason you get blurred is because you have a background just like mine, and
Okay.
and it doesn't distinguish you from the background. So
Got
that's
it.
why you get blurred.
Yeah.
So I said that the tip that I shared was to have a solid one color background in the back, which doesn't match with anything on your body or on your clothes.
Okay, so because it only happened with the cards. Okay, so I'll do that same tip then. Okay. makes
Yes.
sense.
Yeah. So that is one thing. And in the share window, I have a basic, advanced. So you have advanced options. So when you click on the advanced options, you have the option of actually sharing a PowerPoint as your virtual background. So I can do that. So if you have a presentation where you need to just present a few slides, this is an option you can use. Okay. So here I'm going to try something. And if I go here, I think we are almost at the end of my
You
presentation.
have just a few seconds,
Yeah,
Satish.
sure. So this is something we can continue in my next next educational session, because this is supposed to be an educational, we can continue doing that. And this way, so let me wrap up by just summarizing what we did, so we have at least some takeaway points. When you join a meeting, make sure your audio and your video is muted. When you join, you can turn it on when you are in the meeting, after observing what is happening in the meeting. The other thing I shared with you was sharing or changing your virtual background. And I took you through the menu to show you where you can go and change your virtual background. One of the options in virtual background you can do is sharing a screen. And when you do a share screen, you have the option of sharing your PowerPoint as well. So this is something that I will continue next week. So the PowerPoint part of it, I will share next week. And let's go into our regular meeting from this point. Thank you everyone for joining. And I hope you had some learnings today, and I hope you found it useful. Back to you, Paul.
Thank you very much, Satish. It was very educational. We'll all learn something new here. So I will talk more about when we conclude the meeting. Right now we are on the dot. So here we go with our meetings, and I give it to our Sergeant at Arms, Mr. Carleton DeCosta, to run the meeting as usual. Mr. DeCosta, remember to pass the control over to me. We made some last minute changes. If you don't see that, please.
No problem. Okay. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Malton Toastmasters community. At this time, I would like to begin by stating the mission of the Toastmasters Club. So the mission is that we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication skills, leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. So at this time, I would like to ask all of you to please mute your microphones. So that way, when the speakers are speaking, there's no disruptions in their speeches. And I would like to pass it over to our president, Mr. Paul Chima. Paul Chima.
Very much, a lot of thank you to you, Mr. Sergeant at Arms. Thank you very much. And today I'm proud to announce that we have 3 guests here, and I would like to give them a big round of applause. Raj, Kanwal, and Cal Sani. So at some time during the meeting, I would ask these gentlemen to introduce themselves. Maybe TMOD may ask for their introduction during the meeting. So, and the second thing that I want to acknowledge today, and actually it needs a big round of applause, guys, our Mr. Madan Chauhan, past director of Malton Community Toastmasters, has completed his pathway on strategic relationship. Good job. Congratulations, Mr. Madan Chauhan. You are a beacon of light for all of us. I don't know where will we stop.
Thank you very much, everyone. And it's all your encouragement that I'm keep on doing.
You keep pushing us all the time. And today is the holy day for Christians world over, or whosoever is celebrating Easter. And Easter Sunday is the theme of our meeting as well. It's a celebration of resurrection of Jesus Christ. I welcome everyone here to the 104th meeting of MCTC. We came a long way. So resurrection means coming alive of the dead before the judgment or final judgment. If I apply the same meaning to our own lives, we do need resurrection at times. That's a powerful statement, right? Let me dilute it. I would like to say that let's resurrect the speaker in ourselves before we judge ourselves or let others judge us. How can we resurrect the speaker within us? Just by doing, just by practicing. The club meetings are the ideal place to practice and gain self-confidence of public speaking. I want each and every one of you to carry the message in your mind for yourself and for everyone around you. That's how we make a better community. and which is way above those petty issues that grieve or plague our world today. With that, I would like to pass on the meeting control to our amazing Toastmaster of the day, Mr. Madan Chauhan. Please give him a big round of applause. Mr. Madan Chauhan, the platform is all yours, sir.
Thank you very much, Club President Paul Chima, and he has already explained about the theme of the meeting, which is Easter Sunday. Well, it's a very sacred day, not just for our Christian brothers, but for everybody. And as Paul G mentioned, it's just resurrection for the judgment. Next day, you're going to come life again. If you believe in that, we all in the same way, we go through something down, then we come back up again. We can look at it as a problem happened, sickness happened in the life, and then you are down. Down doesn't mean you are dead. You are down. Sometimes say, I'm just like a dead. And then we recover back again. So with the Toastmaster, is the same thing. We all are pushing each other. We are helping each other. And we are down from time to time. And then someone of us come and hold the finger and lift you up. And you are reborn again. So with that theme, I say we should all pray for the people who are suffering. And may Almighty bless them and make them strong. With that, I say thank you very much, and we will start our program. And this is the 104th meeting. I just finished, that's why I was late. I was running straight from our work. We finished our other meeting, 150th meeting, our Gavel Club meeting. So they're already planning to, looking for 200th meeting, when they will celebrate that. So that's that. So now I call upon our team of members who make this meeting successful.
We have some changes, Mr. Madan Chauhan.
So,
Ashwij, Shinoy, and Gursimran Ghuman, they canceled their attendance today at the last minute. We will need a grammarian and timer. Sorry to interrupt.
What I request, Paulji, to you, then you take it over and amend the agenda, and then we follow it from there. Okay.
Alrighty. So I will need a timer and a grammarian. So who do you think I can put in charge? Anyone?
I can be timer.
I can do grammarian.
Oh, Muhammad Bukhari, fantastic. Nice seeing you, sir.
Yes,
So
likewise.
grammarian is Mr. Bukhari. Be careful, he's a tough grammarian police. And
Mr. Paul,
Anupama.
so sorry to interrupt. Can you send me the link on my email so I my laptop? I will need my phone to look at time.
Yes, I will do that within the next few seconds. So
Thank you.
Anupama is a timer, sir, and Mr. Bukhari is a grammarian.
And do we have our evaluators? I don't see them here.
Dr. Gul should have been here. He is, I think, the first evaluator, but I don't see him either. The first speaker has already sent out his evaluation sheet to Dr. Gul. So anyone would like to evaluate the first speaker, Carleton DeCosta?
I can do that.
Okay, Satish. Okay, we have Satish Prabhu, and in case Dr. Gul comes over, then he will take over.
What's happening to my
Back
screen?
to you.
Keep on jumping.
I didn't do anything, sir. I'm innocent.
Oh, something is happening here. My screen keep on jumping. Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
Okay, so do we have any replacement for Dr. Gul or no?
Satish Prabhu.
Satish Prabhu. Thank you very much, Mr. President, for amending the agenda. Now I call upon our grammarian, Muhammad Bukhari. Do we have the word of the day? Yes, we have resurrection.
Resurrection?
Resurrection.
Resurrection. Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, you can explain the meaning of that and how many want time to be used.
Okay, sounds good. So hello, everyone. My name is Muhammad Bukhari, and I'm the grammarian of the day. So one of my roles as grammarian is to see how many times the word of the day was used for this meeting. Well, in this case is the word resurrection. And by definition, the word resurrection, as Mr. Paul has said before, it means to bring life to something after something has been after life has been gone from that. So I will see how many times we use the word resurrection. The goal is to do at least use the word 10 times, minimum 10 times a day. If we could do more, that's even better. So at least 10 times a day for the word of the day. And I will also be keeping track of the number of times filler words are used. So words like so, like, and, if, and but. That's my rule. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Grammarian. Appreciate that. Now we have our timer, Anupama. Anupama, please explain your role.
Hi, everyone. My role will be checking time on everybody's speech, or if they are assigned table topic. So timing is very important for us. We learn how to manage our time within the limitation we have. So make sure if you are given some time to speak, just stay within that. Wrap up your meeting at when you will see yellow, and when time there will be certain minute left, I will show you green, and then yellow start wrapping up, and red will be the one when you have to stop, where it's not good to go beyond that time. And I wish everyone just stay within your time. Thanks.
Thank you very much, madam. Timer. Okay. Every meeting, the Toastmasters have three functions. First function is speeches, prepared speeches. And second function is the table topics. And the third function is the evaluation of the speeches and other things like that. So where I will be starting our first part, which is the prepared speeches. We have first speaker, Carleton DeCosta, and I invite his evaluator, Satish Prabhu. Satish, you are muted.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Chair. Carleton is speaking or is presenting a speech from team collaboration, understanding your leadership style. So he has to share some aspect of a chosen leadership style or leadership styles in general. He has to discuss style preferences, what his style preferences are when he's working with others, and how he will adapt the chosen leadership style to a situation or leadership style in general, and how they impact a group. Back to you.
Thank you very much. Carleton DeCosta's speech time is a timer 5 to 7 minutes. And Carleton DeCosta, I welcome Carleton DeCosta, strengths and weaknesses and leadership style. Strengths and weaknesses and leadership style, Carleton DeCosta. Welcome. Stage is yours, Carleton.
Can everybody see the slideshow?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So strengths and weaknesses in leadership. So the theme of this speech is to know yourself. As Dale Carnegie put it, the first step towards success is identifying your own leadership strengths. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Today is Easter, so I want to wish each and every one of you guys happy Easter. To those of you that are celebrating, and to those of you that are not celebrating, I wish you good luck and good year. The spring is right around the corner. It's here right now, so this is a new beginning. So what is the purpose of leadership? So when I started this pathway in leadership, it talked about some of the key points, which is empowering others to accomplish personal goals, model behaviors for others to emulate, provide guidance and feedback, help others improve their skills. All very valuable traits and the purpose of leadership. So when I read all of this, I wanted to sum it down into one word, and that word would be influence. Every leader from the past to the present has had influence on not just people, but generations, civilizations. And I would like to share with you guys, this is a book called Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion. And for those of us that are leaders and salespeople, or just everyday people who want to do better in life, this book is a key towards understanding the psychology of human behavior. The author's name is Robert Cialdini, and he summed up 6 basic categories of how people influence us, whether if it's organizations, governments, or people, and how we can also influence other people as well. So the 6 basic categories are commitment and consistency, reciprocation, social proof, authority, liking, and scarcity. Now in this talk, I don't have the time segment to go over all of the different categories, but I would encourage you Toastmasters and distinguished guests to perhaps go on YouTube and just watch a video to get a gist and understanding of what influence does and how it influences us and how we can influence other people as well. So when I took the leadership style, it's a test that I answer a few questions. These are just some of the different leadership traits that came up according from my strengths to my weaknesses. And I was astonished. You know, we talk about resurrection. This will help me resurrect as a leader because it talks about innovative, democratic, pace-setting, altruistic, authoritative, affiliative, coaching, and bureaucratic. And each of them have different pros and different cons of how we all operate as leaders. So in this talk, I want to talk to you about 2 of my strengths and 1 of my weaknesses. Perhaps some of my weaknesses I can see in other leaders where this is their strengths. And this is what makes leadership so great, is that we're all individual and we all come in different shapes, different sizes, different qualities. For example, when you see the plants, there's different flowers, different shapes, different colors. It's the same with leadership. And these are just some of the categories that help me understand better of what type of leader best suits me. So the first one is an innovative leader, which I ranked at 23%. And I was somewhat calmed and somewhat happy because these are some of the leaders that I look up to and I try to emulate. Some of the examples of the innovative leader are people like the founder of Amazon, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, the founder of PayPal. He started a technology company that created and he sold it and started a car company, and now he's a space company. And Mark Zuckerberg, who created Facebook. So the innovative leader has pros and cons. The pros are that they are very effective at solving complex problems. And the reason that they're so effective is that they have different teams and that they take bold risks that might be frightful to the engineer or the practical type. So these are just some of the traits and examples of the innovative leader, which I tend to emulate, and I plan to develop and strengthen as time goes on. The next one is the democratic leader. The democratic leader is examples like George Washington and Abraham Lincoln. So George Washington, for example, was the first president of the United States. And these types of leaders are very effective when the knowledge of the entire team is needed to solve a problem and find direction. An example of this that I can share with you is before the United States was created, there was northern states and southern states. So a leader like George Washington had to get different leaders from different states to come together and create a mastermind group that formed the United States of America. And the United States of America has brought forth so much new technology because of leaders such as the democratic leaders. Now, the cons of the democratic leader is that when time is limited and they need to act, that is one of the cons that the democratic leader does not possess, that they need more time to gather more information so that they can find direction. And the last leadership that I want to share with you guys is the bureaucratic leader. Now, this leader is one of my weaknesses that I want to make it my strengths, but I cannot because of the aptitude and the way that I'm built. So I can just maybe strengthen this type of leadership. And the pros of this type of leadership is, for example, Sir Winston Churchill, which was most effective when a decision has to be made in a short amount of time. Now, these types of leaders are the go-getters. You know, they make quick decisions right on the spot. And when they change it very slowly. Now, I wish I was one of these leaders, but I'm not. So I try to deal with it in my own way. However, some of the cons of this leadership style is that they're trying to lead highly skilled individuals that are expertise in their own field, and they try to control them and make them into something that they're not. And they try to micromanage those other effective leaders or specialists in their own field. And those people can become resentful and push back and create resistance to these types of leaders. So again, to sum up, the two strengths were an innovative leader and a democratic leader. And one of the weaknesses are the bureaucratic leader in my own personal leadership style. So some of the attributes of a successful leader when I was reading, and this is really key. Now, not in this list, but number one would always come, a leader always demonstrates integrity. That is very important. They show up, they're reliable, they're consistent. They might not get the job done for everybody in the right amount of time, but they are consistent. They're open-minded. They allow different ideas from different cultures, different technology to blend in and make their jobs much more effective. They're optimistic. In our last meeting, we had Roger Caesar, who talked about the different barriers that he came through. And he talked about looking at the bigger picture. That's an example of a successful leader who looks and is optimistic at the big picture when those small little day-to-day tasks and those little things that pop up come in and create barriers for us to overcome. Another example or an attribute of a successful leader is that they lead by example. For example, they show up every day. Again, they're reliable, consistent. They allow you to emulate them and make yourself better. And just as the saying, iron sharpens iron, a successful leader will shape and mold another leader, whether if it's a protege or an apprentice. And they are effective communicators. which is exactly why all of us on this call are here. We're here to become better speakers, communicate more effectively, listening, learning, and just being better individuals as time goes on. So ladies and gentlemen, these are just some of the attributes of a successful leader. And I want to thank all of you guys for showing up here today. 95% of the population, they don't invest in themselves. They're always looking for, oh, how do I get rich? How do I make more money? How do I get healthier? Well, this is just one of the keys that you're doing. You're setting yourself apart because you have invested in yourself. And if you keep continuing to invest in yourself, showing up, being reliable, all the other traits of an attribute of a successful leader, I guarantee you, you will get what you deserve. And at the end of it, I just want to let you guys know, only by knowing yourself can you become a successful leader. And again, it goes back to knowing yourself, investing in yourself, and contributing and becoming the best version of yourself. Thank you, and have a good day. Mr. Madan, you're muted.
Sorry, thank you. I said, thank you very much, Carleton, and it's an example of resurrection. And that's what the leaders are. And I was thinking of that when you talked about Churchill, that he is the one who took a decision in short time. Our president took a decision in short time who to offer which job today. Who is going to do what? That's the leadership quality. That you have to act, you have to do whatever is to be done. Fantastic speech, and again, claps for you. Before we go to the next one, we give about 1 minute for the evaluators to do the evaluation, marking that, and we'll call upon the, please let me know after 1 minute the timer, please. I introduce the second speaker. Time up. Anupama, is time up?
Sorry, yes, it is. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Now we introduce our second speaker, Satish Prabhu. I request his evaluator, Paul Chima, to let us know his objectives and objectives of his speech, please. Paul Chima.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster of the day, Mr. Chauhan. Mr. Satish Prabhu is going to speak. The title is Life Membership. And his pathway is effective coaching, number 2 of level 3, Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring. And the objective is present a speech about a time when being a protege, share the impact and importance of having a mentor, avoid reporting on the content of this project. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, evaluator. Now it's my pleasure to introduce our next speaker, Satish Prabhu. Life membership, Satish Prabhu, stage is yours.
Thank you, Chair.
Yeah.
Lifetime membership. What comes to your mind when somebody says these two words to you? Anybody? Probably a gym membership. Yes, Paul, you.
Lifetime membership means as long as you want, you can keep the membership. Up to you.
Wonderful. But anything that comes to your mind, like a gym, the one thing that people go to is a membership subscription is a gym, which is something that will come to your mind.
Gym or library or some associations. There was time when Diners Club used to have lifetime membership.
Wonderful. So these are few things that we have as examples when I throw this word out to you, lifetime membership. Isn't it amazing that Paul was a Toastmaster, but he never thought of Toastmasters as an organization where you can be a lifetime member? And that's exactly the topic of my speech today. When I joined Toastmasters 2013, end of 2013 or 14, it was only because of a setback in my life, not because I was doing really well, that I joined Toastmasters. And I'm sure if there was an organization which would do a survey on this to find all the people who become Toastmasters, what point of their life did they decide or choose to become Toastmasters, I am sure the percentage would be really, really high. That you were somewhere very low down in your life that you decided to try Toastmasters. I'm not any different. And I'm sure amongst us here, I can probably count 6 or 7 of you who first decided to try Toastmasters because of a setback in your life. I still remember that day when I was laid off, and it was months of some cajoling that my friend tried to bring me into Toastmasters, but I had ignored it completely because I was so busy with my professional life. But as soon as I was laid off, I had so much time, I didn't know what to do. And I decided to call him and say, hey, when are you guys meeting? And he said, oh, we meet on Wednesday afternoon. And I decided to go, and I have never regretted that decision. I have never looked back. And I have made a commitment that I will never leave Toastmasters. I am a lifetime member of Toastmasters. As Carleton, my peer who just spoke, it's about the investment in yourself. Many of us don't see that as an investment. Many of us see it as a waste of time. It is a low in your priority in your life. Anything else takes a higher priority. And we always push Toastmasters to the very bottom. And I am still confused. Many of us are still in that boat. When you realize that the only thing you gain from Toastmasters is a better self that comes out of it every time you visit the Toastmasters Club. What made me in this mindset are two mentors that were in the club. The club was dying, and when I joined, they became my mentors. mentors. So here is a quote that I remember when I hear the word mentor. This is by Whoopi Goldberg, and I'm going to read it. We are here in this world for a reason. I believe a bit of the reason is to throw little torches out to lead people through the dark. Whoopi Goldberg in May 2020. And that's exactly what these mentors did. They held my hand when I was a new Toastmaster. They made me go through the ropes without me feeling ashamed or afraid of making any mistakes. And that's why I am here today. And I have made that a mission to help others, no matter who or what part of the world or race or creed they are. If you need help related to Toastmasters, I am there for you. It's a commitment that I have made. My experience as a protege with these two mentors 7 years ago changed my perception in life. The perception that I had about how people become leaders is what is an example where I have learned from them. They were there for me when I was struggling to understand the roles that many of you are finding a challenge today. A timer role, the grammarian role. It took me maybe 6 months to a year to really understand each one of those. But they were there and I never felt intimidated, afraid of making a mistake. And that's why I am here today as an experienced Toastmaster and as a mentor to help others. So if you are wondering, do you want to be a Toastmaster forever in your life? And you still have questions? Give me a call and maybe I can convince you to stay and take a lifetime membership with Toastmasters. Back to you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Satish. It was a wonderful speech about life membership. And you are so right. You do commit these things happen to you when you are somewhere down or you are looking for a change, something happened. Happened to me too back in 1970s. I took a life membership of Hare Krishna because I become a meat eater, then I give it up suddenly altogether, become a vegetarian over one night. And also you mentioned what the mentors are resurrectors. They resurrect you. They bring your life back again, right? And I believe in all Toastmasters do that. They all bring your life back again. They help you to become better. They do something good. And you are given an example of a good leader. Commit yourself. You are making a commitment to the person, anybody who need a help. So please, offer is open. Don't let it go. Take it while he is still hot. Thank you very much. And now, do we have our third speaker? I think
Yes, we have Janice Gordon as third speaker.
Janice Gordon, are you okay? Janice?
I am, thank you.
Are you okay for the speech?
I am, thank you.
Okay, I don't have your title of your speech.
Sorry to interrupt. What will be the timing of the speech for Janice?
5 to 7. 5 to
7
7 minutes.
All right. Thanks.
And what's the title of your speech, Janice?
Epidemic versus pandemic.
So epidemic versus pandemic?
Yes.
Oh my God.
And is it some pathways or?
Yes, leadership development, level 1, evaluation feedback number 2.
And I saw you recently put up the chart in the WhatsApp group.
Okay. In that case, she has given the introduction already of her objectives of her speech. She's from leadership, project 1, and her evaluator is, I'm her evaluator. I believe that's what that shows is number 3.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I will be the evaluator then. Let us welcome our area director and also a very good speaker, Janice Gordon, epidemics versus pandemics. Right. Thank you. And time is 5 to 7 minutes. Stage is yours, Janice.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. Epidemic within the pandemic. I apologize for that noise. More and more people are experiencing mental health challenges, whether it be from fear about COVID-19, isolation. Okay, what happened there? Yeah. Can you see?
Janice, do you want to restart? And I have one suggestion for you. Can you turn the blinds off behind you? We cannot see your face at all.
Okay.
That will help you, yeah. So you can. Thank you.
Much better.
That's better?
Thank
Much
you. Yeah.
better.
Oh, the door,
okay.
Door opens.
The window opened behind you. Okay.
Epidemic within the pandemic. Oh, jeez. Oh, my goodness.
I thought she had an aura around her, so some kind of halo thing. She looked pretty angelic at that time.
Okay.
If it opened, David, just close it. Epidemic. I'm so sorry with all this confusion.
Okay, no problem.
It's okay, no worries. Just start all over again.
Epidemic within the pandemic. More and more people are experiencing mental health challenges. Whether it be from fears about COVID-19, isolation, economic indecision, or injustice. The country is facing what we call the epidemic within the pandemic. But hope is always part of the question. You are not alone. The magnitude of this pandemic is inescapable. Suicidal tendencies has risen. Day after day, the headlines paint dire picture, one that shows us how the mental health crisis has exploded, one that shows us the awful strain we are all under. Some of us are experiencing symptoms of mental health disorders for the very first time, while others have descended further into depression, isolation, and anxiety. The mental health crisis has only been intensified by the ongoing pandemic. Here are some tips and advice that I hope you will find useful. Keeping informed, listen to advice and recommendations from your national and local authorities like the WHO organization. Keep up to date with the latest news. Have a routine. Get up and go to bed at similar times. Keep up with your personal hygiene. Eat healthy meals at regular times. Exercise regularly. Make time for doing things that you enjoy. Minimize the news feed. Try to reduce how much you watch, read, and listen to news that makes you feel anxious or depressed. Social contact is important. Keep in regular contact with people close to you by telephone and online channels. Alcohol and drug use. Limit the amount of alcohol consumption. Avoid using alcohol and drugs as a way of dealing with fear, anxiety, boredom, and social isolation. Screen time. Don't become couch potato. Make sure that you take regular breaks from the on-screen activities, whether you're looking something on your laptop or on the TV. Video games. That may be relaxing, but balance the right, keep the right balance. That is important. In summary, what I would like to leave with you as some takeaways are, remember that you're not alone. So many other people share your fears of the unknown and the loneliness. You are not alone in your feelings. Acknowledge that you're scared. Being authentic about your fears and discussing them will decrease that feeling of isolation. This won't be forever. Even though they just told us there is another lockdown and there is a third pandemic, and that is even more scary. Stay connected with your community. Talk about how you feel, even if it's with just one. Trust. Get informed, then step away. There is no need to talk about the virus nor to be glued on to the news cycle. There are a lot of armchair experts. Did you hear what I just said? Armchair experts. Ignore them. Remember, they are not the real experts working on keeping us all safe. Treat yourself like as if it's a Sunday night. Do something that you like to do, relax or enjoy. Read a book, meditate, have a glass of wine, play games, have quality time. Take time to reflect. We don't always have or take the time to sit down and think about our relationships with ourselves and with others. Maybe this is a good time to reflect. Start journaling if you wanted to, but haven't. Think about who it is that you want to connect with. Which of your relationships do you value and why? This is your life. Take control of it. Don't let it control you. Fellow Toastmasters, mental health is real. It is real. Thank you, and back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Janice. What a speech. You covered everything. And you resurrected us again, how to get out of it with all your tips. And I really loved it. I wish I have it fast enough to write it down. Thank you. And we give 1 minute for the evaluators to do the evaluation marking, and then we will come back to the second part, which will be table topics. come up. Thank you. All right, we go to our next part of the meeting, which is a fun meeting, fun part. And I'm sure everybody will take part in that. And that's called table topics, speaking at the spur of the moment, on your feet. So we welcome Janice Gordon as our table topic master. Let's see how she resurrects us again. Welcome, Janice.
Thank you, Madam. It's my pleasure to be your table topic master today. Table topics is giving you the opportunity to speak on your feet. It's impromptu speaking. So for those who are bashful or shy, this is your moment to shine. Let us show us what you can do. So my first question would go to Muhammad. Muhammad, you ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Awesome, great, thank you. Would you rather be a police officer or a firefighter?
Okay. Thank you so very much, Table Topic Master, for that question. Now, let's say I'm about to graduate college and I have to choose what I want to be. Am I trying to be going to law enforcement or will I go into firefighting? I would say that growing up as a kid, I mostly enjoyed watching those action movies with the police officers. So that would be my number one preference because I always really wanted to, drive in a police car, go on high fast speed chases, jump from buildings, save all the pretty girls as they did in the movies. But I know that in real life, it's not really like that. It's a bit more different. But since I also had a lot of interest in studying law, I would say that going into a police officer would be my best bet. And I really enjoy, working in the community, being someone that's there to say, hey, everything's going to be all right, give that reassurance, help everyone that everything's going to be fine. There's no need for panic and, serve as a role model within my community. So if I was to choose, I would definitely do law enforcement. Back to you, Tabletop Master.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you. Yes, I totally agree with you. I like your response as well, too, because I have been in law enforcement for a number of years, and it has its merits and demerits, but yeah, that's a good choice. My next person that I'd like to call on would be Anupama. What do you most want to know about me that you don't already know?
Thank you, Table Topic Master, and welcome everyone. I really like Janice. I like you, and I like your speeches, and I know the person you are. I didn't personally see you, but by attending the meetings you join and I join, and listening your speeches, your conversation, I really believe and I know you that you are a great person, and I am so lucky to have you. What I don't know, I do not know much about your professional life, what you are doing. I would like to learn about that, and I know you are a very good speaker as well, and I would like to learn about that skill as well, which I really need to learn. And I would really like to meet you and want to know, maybe there are some things I am missing which I need to know to learn more about you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Anupama. Thank you. Yes. Well,
Janice,
place. MCTC is the right place. So guess what? You will learn more, you will grow more, and also you will get to meet me in person. Thank you for that. So the next one I want to invite my guest, Raj. Raj, are you ready for me? Raj, can you unmute? Thank you.
Yeah, I'm ready, thank you.
Awesome, great. What will you remember the most about the past year?
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to be part of this. So obviously, one thing that I will ever remember is this pandemic. So 2020, even though it did not bring a lot of good memories, it has created a dent in my life and everybody's life as well. Kind of like this, I would remember this forever, but not in the good way. But still, it has brought a lot of good things to my life, even though the pandemic has affected me and everyone around me in a lot of ways. But yeah, the pandemic is one thing that I could ever remember as soon as I hear the year 2020.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Raj. Thank you for that. Yes, and I think that will resonate with all of us because it's been a trialing year for all of us. And thanks for your contribution. Okay, the next person I would like to call on is Carl. Carl, can you unmute yourself for me?
Yes, God.
Carl, can you share with the audience here today, what is the secret to a happy marriage?
Oh, this is very interesting topic. First I have introduced myself. This is my first joining, and just because of Mr. Paul Chima, he introduced me this platform to improve your communication. So, and I enjoy this first meeting, and I interact with you guys. You guys are great. And now back to the question. The very secret, you have to listen to your wife first. That is the everything. And whatever she say, yes, and say and sorry. That's it. This is the secret. and the happy marriage formula too. And you have to help each other and coordinate the work each other, like household work and outside work we have to do together. And take care of the kids. Back home they have some different duties, but now in Canada we have to do together, to happy marriage life. That's my point of views.
Great, thank you very much, Carl, for participating. And I like what you said. All you have to say is yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
And run smoothly. Thank you for that. Thanks for sharing, and welcome to MCTC. And guess what? You're in good hands. Okay, do I have more for one more question, Mr. Toastmaster? Madan, do I have time for one more question?
Madan wants to guess what he's saying.
No, we don't have any time. So we'll go to the next.
Okay, session. Awesome. So that's
Thank
it
you
for my
very
table
much.
topics. Yeah.
Wow, what a topics you chose, Janice. I don't know where you get them from. Policeman, you know what you want to know about me. and what's the memories, and then the happy marriage. Wow, covered everything. Now I said we are going to go to our next session, which is the feedback session. The feedback provided. I will invite our general evaluator, which is Paul Chima, to introduce his team and take over for his role. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day. Fabulous. So guys, I am the general evaluator, the principal of this meeting, supervisor, overseer. So my role is just to observe how the meeting started, how the evaluation will go on, we'll introduce Quizmaster, and then I will give my final take on how I felt about the meeting and give suggestions about improvement. This is a lot of work, and I can't do that by myself. So for that, I have a team of evaluators, speech evaluators. I have a timer in my team. I have a grammarian, Quizmaster, who are going to grill you with some mind-boggling and shaking questions. So before we go to the other parts, I would start with asking for our first evaluation, which will be done by Mr. Satish Prabhu. This is for Carleton DaCosta. So Satish Prabhu, please come to the stage. Give him a big round of applause, guys.
Thank you, Paul. Did you want to announce the certificate for Madam?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we'll take a little pause here. And I would like to present the certificate of completion of pathway to Mr. Madan Chauhan. Bingo! Here you go, sir. You can have a printed copy of this if you pay us $100 cash. Otherwise, digital will work.
Well, I'll make a deal with you. When you do your level 5, I'll give you $200.
Okay, done. So it is recorded now. Done.
It's recorded
so
now.
Let's go back to our meeting.
Thank you. So my evaluation for Carleton. Carleton, thank you for that wonderful speech on leadership styles. So I want to congratulate you on picking a very good topic and for doing an excellent job of using multimedia. We are all on Zoom. So what surprised me that you chose to speak, but you had a weapon with you today, and that was your skills with presenting. And you were a very smooth operator when you took over the slides and you started working with the slides without any hitches. So congratulations, Carleton. You right away came into what you are going to say, what your leadership styles are, and what the assessment showed for you as you put that all on a slide. You shared all the information that you got from your assessment from the project. That is something very rare. Most people do not share all that information, but you chose to take all that statistics that you got, like you had innovative as the first trait, democratic as your second trait, with all the percentages, and you shared it with us. So we know what kind of a person you are, and no wonder innovative is your first trait, because you innovated your speech by using a project with slides on. So wonderful. One of the other things that I liked was how you gave examples of some of the leadership styles and who they are. You walked us through the different leadership styles, their traits, their pros and their cons, and where you stand with those pros and cons, and what your weaknesses are. So those were all some really nice way of sharing information with us, which is very easy for us to remember because of the visuals. You had visuals that supported your speech. The other thing I liked, Carleton, is you're so comfortable. You stood up and you are very casual when you're speaking. It doesn't look like you put in all that effort. There is so much effort that you put in, but it did not show. It looked like it's something that you do on a day in and day out basis. So very wonderful. Your comfort level, your confidence, your hand gestures, and your whole body style were very, very casual and comfortable. And you owned the presentation. You engaged the audience very well with the speech that you delivered. Some of the things that I would have done differently is when you shared your trade, I would have loved to see some examples of where you use those traits and how we could well connect you with those traits. Now, I gave an example just based on your speech. That's how you are innovative. You are innovative because you use a PowerPoint and you put it in your speech. So that is definitely an example. And I would have loved to see more of those examples in your speech as you mentioned it. That would have given me a little more insight in your leadership style and how we can work with you so we have a better working relationship. Other than that, I think you delivered 10 on 10 and want to see you do more of such speeches. Take it back. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Satish. Now it's time for a second evaluation, which will be done by the great guy, Paul Chima himself. And this is about Satish Prabhu's speech on lifetime membership. Introduction to Toastmaster mentoring. Fantastic speech, and it was something that resurrected me at least, and maybe most of other people too, because when you said that you joined in 2013, end of 2013, and it took you 6 months to learn the basic rules of timer and grammarian. And today I want to do it right the next meeting, right? So that was your commitment to learning, and you stayed, and you are now a beacon for every one of us. Fabulous. I will give you a big round of applause for that. And the amazing thing about your speech that I noticed while you stood up, your voice, your tonality, your pitch, your pace, your pauses were all fabulous, and we could follow along with your speech. We didn't miss anything that you said, except maybe I missed your quote because I'm multitasking here. So, and when you said all sitting here, you actually ran your finger like this as if you are looking at all of them, even though you are seeing them maybe on the corner frame or whatever, but everyone here, including me, I felt as if you're pointing toward me. That was a great improvisation of this social platform, which we call Zoom. And you used plenty of gestures, showing us the club was going down, the club was going up, the membership where it was, and you explained your journey and you related your personal story into the topic. And whenever someone says a personal story, it brings everyone inside the speech. I really like that kind of delivery from you. And you ended with a prompt. Call me if you need more information about being a better member or joining the club. That was a great call to action. Like everything, we have some suggestions. And if I don't give a suggestion, there won't be any growth. So suggestions are as important as praising you. So what I noticed that you used your virtual screen behind. And some of your gestures got blended into them. Or sometimes you see kind of actual background floating around and your fingers look like a paw with a web there, right? Some creatures, so web like that. So I think if you can remove that background screen when you're speaking, that will make your speech way more impactful and direct. I would like to see your background. Your background, I noticed, was too flashy, and I was looking more at the buildings than at you sometimes. So I miss some of your gestures there. But if you want to use a background, please use a green screen like you were telling in the Zoom videos. Modulation is something that I find challenge with, but I'm going to suggest you that we have to work better on modulating our voice. I have one candidate in my Gavel club, does amazing job. Maybe we'll learn from her. And I would give you this suggestion here that when you ask questions on Zoom platform, it takes people time to unmute and then respond, which might affect your speech content. So I would say change that pattern into asking, like raise your hand or give your thumbs down rather than asking questions, waiting for responses. That was great in personal meeting, face-to-face interaction. But on this platform, that could be very challenging. If you had asked, how many of you understand live membership? Please raise your hand. Do you think that this particular kind of membership is a live membership? They will just say yes. It is easy for me to raise my hand, then go click unmute button and then talk into that. There is some lag, some delay. We want to hear your complete speech and we don't want you to rush towards the end. Overall, it was a fabulous speech. Learning as always. You are a great coach. Once a coach, always a coach. Day in, day night, you are a coach. And thank you very much for enlightening us. Absolutely fabulous. Now, back to my GE role. I would love to invite our third evaluator, who was on the spot evaluator for Janice Gordon's speech. Please give a big round of applause to Mr. Madan Chauhan.
Thank you very much, Mr. G.A. Janice, where are you? Can't see you. You're hiding behind the camera. Right, that's better. Now I can see your big smile. Janice, what a topic you chose. Epidemics in the pandemics. I can't even say the words. I don't know how to evaluate it even. Good start, very good start talking about the mental health, which is everybody is going through in this period. One way or the other, I can say, if not 100%, at least 95% people are affected by that. You gave a good suggestion and you gave good tips how to get over it. And actually, you know, if I read it all that, I will be here another 5 minutes, but I just cut short saying, you explained everything that one should take care of that to overcome that epidemics and pandemics, right? But I have a suggestion for you. Because you were sitting and your camera was low, we couldn't see your body gesture. Hand was just seeing little finger on the top there. So your screen was too much of the background up there and face was only above the neck. So your speech would have been more effective if you had stand up to do it. Because then you move your body around and see, you are very good at gestures, I know that. And you always do with a big smile, and that captures the audience, right? But because this time you were sitting, we were trying to see, where is our hand? That's the only suggestion I have to say. Next time when you do the speech, you do it. And also I noticed something which is a very minor one is you were all reading. Looked like you were reading on the screen. So your eyes were going, following the reading there. Instead of the eyes on the audience, your eyes were on the screen. So that's another small improvement for you. And I hope we'll see you next time. Stand up and speak. Okay? It's very effective and very encouraging and very informative. Back to you, Mr. G.
Thank you very much, Mr. Madan Chauhan. Really appreciate your feedback. Now is the time for us to move on to someone who has been listening to all the speeches, all the table topics, but now is going to test you guys. Get ready for it. So I would invite Ravinder Duggi with a big round of applause. Please explain your role and go on with your quizzes. Ravinder Duggi, Quizmaster for today's meeting.
Thank you, General
Everyone else
Evaluator.
can please unmute yourself.
Thank you, General Evaluator. As a quiz master, my task is to test the audience listening skills. This is also an opportunity for me to develop both my listening skills and my facilitation skills. So as General Evaluator said, it is now time to test your listening skills. I'm going to ask you a few questions to see how well you did at the meeting with active listening. You may please unmute and shout out the answers. Thank you, Carleton, for your strengths and weaknesses in leadership style speech and using the word resurrection, in particular resurrection of your leadership. What is the first step in leadership that Carleton mentioned?
Goals. Setting your goals? No?
No.
Invest in yourself.
It's know yourself.
Know yourself. Okay.
Now, how did Satish summarize the 4 purposes of leadership? He put up the slide with the 4 purposes of leadership, and he summarized it in one word. Influence.
Influence.
Yeah, sorry. Okay. Satish, another great speech. And, you know, we got a little know about your leadership styles and 2 of your strengths. So what were 2 of the strengths that Satish mentioned in his speech? Oh, sorry, Carleton, my apologies. Carleton mentioned in his speech.
Strengths and effective communication?
He had he mentioned he had some strengths and weaknesses in his own leadership style. And
innovation.
Yes, innovation and
democratic style.
Democratic. That's good. Thank you. So now, yes, Satish, over to you. Lifetime membership. Wonderful speech. Now, what was the year around when Satish joined Toastmasters?
2013. 2013.
Got it.
End of 2013.
And on to Janice, another great speech, epidemic versus pandemic, and very relevant. What are the challenges that more and more people are experiencing now?
Mental health.
Mental. Excellent. Yes. Now, which of the tendencies have risen?
Suicidal.
Suicidal. Excellent. For the table topics, so Muhammad Bukhari chose to be a police officer. What intrigued him and made him want to be a police officer?
Police cars.
The flashy cars and the girls.
Movies influence him.
That's right, yes, when he was a child. What was one thing that Anupama wanted to know about Janice?
To meet her. She had some money.
Yeah, I'll take all those. There was actually a few she mentioned, and professional life was another one. And our guest, Raj, what would he remember the most when hearing 2020?
The pandemic.
Pandemic.
Pandemic. Excellent. One more question. Cal Saini, what was his sage advice on having a great life?
Listen to your
Yes.
Yes.
Say yes always. Stay out of trouble.
Yes.
Exactly. Thank you for the great listening skills and attention. And back to you, General Evaluator.
Wonderful, Ravinder.
That was
Thank you.
fabulous quizzes. Thank you very much, Ravinder Duggi. Now is the time for us to move on to the next component and another team member. May I invite our, we're left with our grammarian report now, and then we'll come down to timer report. So can I have our grammarian, Mr. Bukhari, to please
Yes.
take the stage with a big round of applause, Mr. Muhammad Bukhari.
Thank you very much, Mr. General Evaluator. So my role as the grammarian today for today's meeting was to see how many times the word of the day was used. So the target I set for the word of the day, was 10, and we managed to do 11. So I'm pretty happy about that. We did more than our target. Yes, that's really good. I always knew we could always do the best at every single meeting. And when it came to filler words today, and when I total up the total words in fillers, the most popular filler word was so, and so was used around 15 times. 15 times for the filler word so. But I know that from every meeting we're always learning, and we can always improve it at the next meeting. And now back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much for a very precise and quick report, Mr. Muhammad Bukhari. Now is the time for us to ask for our timer report. How did we do with the time? Madam Timer, Anupama Modgil.
Hello, everyone. So as per my report, everybody speak within the time. Only one person there, maybe he has not seen me holding green, yellow, and red paper showing that now time to wrap up and stop. And that was Carleton. And he didn't even speak only 1 minute over. He was kind of few minutes over. His speech was 11 minutes and 16 seconds.
Okay.
And Carleton, for next time, please manage your time so you can speak within your assigned time for your speech. Satish, your speech was 7 minutes and 15 seconds. Janice was 6 minutes and 26 seconds. For table topic, Cal spoke 1 minute and 21 seconds. Muhammad Bukhari spoke 1 minute and 4 seconds. And Raj, 54 seconds. For evaluations, Mr. Satish, you took 4 minutes. Mr. Paul Chima, you spoke 4 minutes and 40 seconds to evaluate. And Mr. Madan Chauhan, 2 minutes and 45 seconds. And for Quizmaster, it was 3 minutes and 41 seconds. So that was all timing for today's speeches and table topics. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Madam Timer, Anupama Modgil. Now I will do a quick evaluation overall the meeting, how it went. So today was the first day we had educational session, and I would say it was very well presented by our VP Education, Satish Prabhu. Thank you very much, Satish. And after that, meeting ended on time, started on time, and we are close to end now. We might be a bit off timing. So members joined on time. It was amazing to see everyone was here today well before time. And there was some last minute cancellation, and the agenda was quickly adapted with members coming up to take the roles and fill the gap. That was fabulous. Everyone needs a big round of applause there. Speeches were impressive, mind-provoking, and they did give us some reason to restrict ourselves. Evaluators were to the protocol. The protocol of Toastmaster evaluation is for the guests who are here for the first time, is that to give the speaker what he did best where the room of improvement lies in a very non-judgmental way, and then leave the speaker with a positive note, which is sign of encouraging them to come back again, not intimidate that. Nothing is just because we all evaluate each other. So be nice to everyone. That was amazing way evaluation was conducted today. And so far as my suggestions on the meetings are here, like I said before, last minute cancellation do eat into some of our already tight schedule. So I would definitely suggest if we can follow up and get 100% commitment from those members a day or two before the meeting actually begins. And that calls for timely filling up of the roles. So the whole thing falls back on each and every member of the club to be responsible and make sure we do not have that time wasted, which we can use for better content or helping each other. And then cameras of some members were not set right. It was already pointed out by one of the evaluators, which was fabulous. So we need to see you right in the middle of the camera frame, video frame. So at least we can see how you look like. We don't want to see your hairstyle only. So I would suggest that role players who have a role in the meeting, please be here at least 10 minutes earlier so we know you are here and there is no confusion with the agenda at all. Other than that, the meeting was fabulous. The guests are here. And like every day, every month, every week, we keep improving, we'll keep improving. Good job, everyone. And with that, I give it back to our amazing Toastmaster of the day. He's wearing so many hats today. Mr. Madan Chauhan, back to you.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. Now, I think we should, before we go to any business, let's declare the results. You have the results? Please.
Yes, I do have the results, and
What's
I
the speaker?
haven't.
Who's the best speaker?
I just need to make sure that there were only 1, 2, 3, 4 table topic speakers today. Am I right?
There were four. There were four.
Muhammad Bukhari, Anupama, Raj, Kalvinder, Sani. Okay, so I'm running this quick poll. Please take 5-6 seconds to please finish up. Mr. Chauhan, I already sent you the best speaker before in a private message in chat, and I'm going to send you the best evaluator. Officially may not be eligible, but unofficially, who doesn't want a title? So I'm waiting for your polls, please. 12 of 12 done. Fabulous. That must be crazy here. So you got all the results, sir, and it's for you to announce. Yes, always wins.
All right. Okay, drum roll. Oh, my screen changes. I don't know why.
I didn't do anything. My hands are off.
I know you don't do it, but you have the powers to do it without saying any word, without touching anything. I know that. That's the power of the president.
Zoom master.
Okay. The best speaker is, drum roll, definitely not me. It's Carleton D'Souza.
Yay! 11 minutes
Carleton.
Carleton, need to work on time, my friend.
Costa.
Thank you. Yeah, I didn't see you, Anupama. I didn't see the timer. So if I did, I would have cut it short.
That's what I was thinking. Otherwise, it could not be that much over, right?
Yeah.
Okay, the next one is best evaluator. Again, the best evaluator was best person and the best president, Paul Chima.
These are the cooked up results.
Everything is cooked up under your government. You like cooking. I know that's why it is. All right, best table topics. Drum roll. Balwinder Sani.
It's
The best
Calvinder. I don't know
advisor.
why system keeps typing Balwinder. It's Calvinder. Cal
Okay, I
Sani.
don't know. It's Kalvinder Sani. The best
Fabulous.
advisor.
See?
Okay,
Yes always wins.
I'm going to today going to admit it openly with everyone in present here. Why I joined Toastmaster. My wife keep on saying, "You don't listen to me. You don't listen to me." That was the reason for me to join the Toastmaster. And now I've joined for life. Back to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Good job. Very good job. Thank you very much, everyone. So now I know meeting will run a little over time, but that's okay because we have some amazing people here and I would like everyone to know about them. And first, I would like to invite Kamal, right? Where is, I'm trying to see the name here. Yeah, Madam Kamal Jassal. Please introduce yourself and we'd like your feedback on the entire meeting today.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kanwal Jassal. Actually, Mr. Chima said it right, Kanwal Jassal, but I've been here for 30 years and I've lost track. No one called me Kanwal in the beginning. So now when people call me Kanwal, I don't respond because I don't recognize that anymore. But I feel so blessed to be here tonight. Thank you, Mr. Chima. Thank you, MCTC, for giving me this opportunity to be here and enjoy this session with you guys. I loved the energy here in this group. I loved Janice's session. She was so natural, the energy in her voice. I was truly touched by that. Carleton's session was amazing. He prepared so much for his session. Table topics, everything. I loved everything. I was actually desperate to say something, but I wanted to observe today. It's a beautiful session. The word that came up today, resurrection, it's perfect, so relevant for today, as we all are celebrating Easter. And it reminds me rebirthing, coming up after being dead. And it connects with this entire session. And Toastmaster, it's all about bringing you on the top. So I look at it as a phoenix, resurfacing, renewing yourself, right? Restoration and all of that. So I perfectly enjoyed it, thoroughly enjoyed this session, and would love to be in the Toastmaster in futures and see more sessions. I would love to learn about that, and I will definitely find out about the membership as well. So I'll connect with Mr. Chima afterward, but thank you for having me here. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
That was fabulous. The way you took notes, Kamal, didn't look like you are new to Toastmasters Club. Looks like you already knew about it and you were a better listener than maybe me, at least, that I can tell you. Thank you very much for nice comments, and definitely we'll connect again. You can sign up again. We will have another meeting on 18th of April. Okay. And now with that, I will move on to the next guest here. And next guest here is Mr. Rajendran. Mr. Ravinder, can we have on screen? Please give him a big round of applause. We'd love to hear about you, your feedback on the meeting, and how you felt.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much. So today was my first meeting after the introduction. I really, this was really useful to understand the structure of this program. Basically, how every segment of the program and I really liked all the part of the meeting, and I was also felt that I was an important part of this meeting too. It's really energetic community here, and I love to be part of this this instance, and I'm also looking forward to be part of or like to looking forward to be a member of this group to make, I mean, like once again to be better myself and or to find my better version in terms of the communication and the leadership areas. So yeah, it was really an enjoyable session.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rajendran. That was so thankful, amazing speech you said. We're so grateful to you for nice comments, and definitely we look forward to having you in future. And now I would like to call Mr. Yes Man, and he's our Kulvinder Sani. Kulvinder Sani, would you like to introduce yourself? And you did some part of it, but we like your feedback on the entire meeting.
Yeah. So I was working with Magna, so I got laid off. So then I have a license of realtor too. So then I interact with you in Facebook. Then you introduce this platform. So this is my first meeting with you guys. So I learn a lot, and 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 also I interact with the new words for the communicate, how to increase and how to invert your communicate with the others, like as a leadership. And so this platform is really, I like it, and hope for the next I will improve more and more, so I can develop my personalities.
Thank you very much, Carleton. That was fabulous of having you here. We thoroughly enjoyed your participation as well. And you already are a great communicator. You just need to be fine-tuned, like just little tweaking that's maybe needed. And our members can definitely help you with that. And before I give because I have Carleton DeCosta on hold, I told him don't run away because he took 4 minutes extra and he will have to pay for it. Last time he ran away from a meeting. So I will have to keep you here, Carleton. So now I would like to introduce for all these guests, we have 2 dignitaries here, rather more than 2, actually 3. We have our past president, our divisional director and area director. So I will begin with our past director for a few seconds, please. Mr. Madan Chauhan, would you like to introduce about your journey in Toastmasters in about a minute time?
Okay. And thank you very much, Paulji, and I welcome all our new guests and every other Toastmaster. And our new club is like this, the new beginning of the next session, we can say, of the memberships, which is next due for 6 months from April to September. As Satish said, for any organization, membership is very important. Any organization you run, its membership is very important. Once it's not a very big amount even, right? It's about 46 US dollar, around about 60 Canadian dollar.
Sir, I'm going to stop you here. Sorry? I want your journey.
Okay, you want my journey, but that's why I'm going to my journey, because he's asking for money all the time.
I did not ask money.
My journey is I started what, more than 10 years ago when I was 70, 2010, I was 70 years old, and I'm still going strong. And it's all because of all my Toastmaster fellow Toastmasters love and blessings and encouragement. And Toastmastering is an organization which encourages others and make them grow and make them to succeed, achieve their goals. So anyone who's new guest, we saying, come again, listen to again, only join it when you see it's the benefits to you. But I can guarantee from my experience, you will benefit. And if you don't benefit, speak to Paul.
Thank you very much.
Back to you.
And Mr. Chauhan is our youngest member, 81 years old, and he doesn't want to stop. And now, before I get to the top guy here, I would like to have our area director, Madam Janice. say a few words about her journey into Toastmasters?
Paul, I think Janice has left the meeting.
If they left, okay, then I move over to our top guy here, the division director, Dr. Jamshed Gul. So Dr. Gul, would you like to say a few comments about your journey in Toastmasters?
Thank you very much for inviting me. Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, and all guests today in the meeting. First of all, I apologize for just a little bit late. Otherwise, I listened all the speech I was supposed to evaluate Carleton today. My journey started back in, I think, 2000. That is almost 20 years when I was in Middle East. So we started doing the Toastmaster in my college, and I was first president of my college Toastmaster that is meant for the staff. All the teachers were the members, and at that time area director, who was later on was a big shot in the district 79, and he introduced the Toastmaster. He was our college director, and from then I moved from one position, other position, third, fourth, second, until today it is non-stop. As Satish said, it's a lifetime membership. So during these past years, I have been twice area director. I have been president of many clubs. I have mentored many Toastmasters for their betterment and for their confidence. And then I'm here as a member of Martin Community Toastmaster, which is my baby. I founded this club back in 2014 with the help of especially Madan Chauhan and with other colleagues. And today I think the seed I sown has grown to a very strong tree. I know that every member of this MCTC is now a leader, and they are producing more leaders. Back to President. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you very much, Dr. Gul, for little insight into your Toastmaster journey. Now I give it to the person who is very eager to get control. So Mr. VP Education, we will kind of take roles in our club later on. We are over time, but I would like to have our Sergeant at Arms, Mr. Carleton DeCosta, take the meeting control.
Thank you, Mr. President. Again, I want to thank all of the members here for showing up on time and participating in the meeting. So again, in closing, the Toastmasters mission is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. And I want to thank all of you guys for taking some time out of your busy week to invest in yourself. And I asked that you continue to invest even outside Toastmasters in courses that might interest you. Meeting has been adjourned.
Thank you very much, Carleton. Good job. Now you can go to bed, sleep. We are still here. The meeting is officially adjourned. If anyone has any questions here, they can talk. I'm still here. I can be here as long as you want.
Okay, Mr. I have just one request, because next week our holy month Ramadan is starting, and the timing of meeting is very crucial. So almost at the same time, so I will not be able to attend the next two meetings in the Ramadan.
We
so
wish
that
you
is my
a
request.
happy Ramadan, sir, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Please let us know when you're joining.
Thank you very much for understanding. Because at the same time, we are busy in cooking and praying and everything. So it is not possible for me to concentrate on the meeting. So that is my humble request. Okay, but send me the messages.
You will see me at your house the time of eating at night.
Everyone is most welcome if the government allows, because our building has a no visitor policies.
Come on, you can't say that. I will climb you in the rope.
Yes, sir. Everyone is welcome. Sweet, delicious food will be ready for you to eat every day.
I was showing a house, and the moment I went in, actually they had the whole supper laid on the table, and they
Yes.
did invite us. They said, "Okay, come on in, see the house, but take the food as well."
Yes.
That was delicious.
You all are most welcome. This is my great pleasure. Prayer.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Muhammad Bukhari, nice seeing you, man. Good luck to
Yes,
you in
thank
whatever
you.
you're
Yeah,
doing.
for sure. No, for sure. I definitely do attend to be more active in future meetings for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You bring a
Good to see
different
your face.
aura. You bring
I
another
reached
power.
out and I reached out to him and nice to put a
Yeah, I
face
saw your
to that.
message. I'm sorry, Mr. Satish. I was unable to message it, but yes, I do. I will. You'll see me more and more meetings and taking up more active roles.
Awesome. Fabulous.
Fine. And we need to know your goals so we can work with you closely and help you,
Okay.
because we don't want to feel that we are ignoring anyone.
Okay.
As
How are you
as
leaving?
a VP education, it becomes very important and my responsibility.
Kamal, we loved having you today. Fabulous.
Thank you. Thank you so
And
much.
yeah, you are very professional. I think it looks like you are in some professional field.
I am actually social worker, settlement worker, real estate broker. I
Oh
wear many.
my goodness. So many
Now
hats.
you have competition, Paul.
Yeah. No competition. I love everyone who is in my team.
Yeah, this is what I believe in.
Kalvinder asked me for some help last time, and did I give you Kalvinder? Did I say no to you?
No, he say yes all the time.
I am okay. Everyone has to eat
Yes.
what's in their
Yeah.
luck, and they earn what. I think everyone who is putting hard work should make money.
You know what? I believe that universe has enough for all. If we are working hard, if we are working for it, no one can take it away from you. So
Kamal, if you have more money, I have this young guy, 81-year-old. He takes good care of your money. Please give him your money.
sure, sure. Sure.
Mr. Madanji, I'm referring you a client. My referral commission should be paid out well in time.
My policy is not to give money out, just keep the money in.
Yes.
Clever guy.
Nice.
That's the only way to grow. If you keep on giving away, it won't grow.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
And
Thank you very
Ravinder,
much
nice
again.
having you here. I wish you guys join us very soon. I will send out, if you text me your emails, I will put you on the guest list and you will get notification the moment we schedule a meeting. It will come from a platform called Easy Speak. That is our format where we create agendas, and anything changes, you will get it. And as a guest, you can actually give an icebreaker speech.
Oh,
if you join later, we can count your speech toward your part.
I actually do many workshops and mindfulness session as well for my newcomer clients.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kamal, where do you do your social work?
I am a settlement worker working from Malta schools. I am working in partnership with PDSP, Malta Neighborhood Services, and IRCC.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. So
that's in the Morton Community Center, right?
Yes.
There?
Yes.
Yeah, right there.
I work from schools.
No, the reason is I asked because this is the kind of service also provided by PC.